Love is amazing, and so is support. Being there for somebody when they need you, showing up at the right time, and really getting someone through a challenging situation which they potentially may not have survived without your help. And today we are looking at a psychological theory known as codependency. And just to see the healthy levels of love and support that we offer, whether it helps or whether it actually potentially hurts more than help. Codependency refers to a situation of relationship imbalance. People need to be able to live their own lives, make their own decisions, make up their own minds, love themselves as much as they need that help and love and guidance from other people. So, codependency is when the lines are blurred between advice and taking over those decisions for that person, between loving and cuddling to a point where that love takes away your ability to meaningfully teach. According to Dr. Exelberg, this theory or concept was formulated in the 1950s in relation to people recovering from alcohol dependency, and really more so for their families and how they struggle to draw the lines between supporting, enabling, and actually recognizing the toxicity of the cycle of alcohol addiction, and how they get drawn in emotionally and just in the overall care that they provide for their loved ones. In his words, codependency is a certain level of relationship addiction where one person needs the other person and the other person loves being needed, which kind of disintegrates their own sense of identity, their own sense of worth, priority of self, and ability to think, act, and dream for themselves in the absence of that person that they have come to be absorbed with their own need. So codependency becomes mutually destructive both for the person who is in need and the giver, who also in psychological terms is known as the enabler. And that is a key word in this discussion today because in our own daily lives, a lot of the love and support and advice that we provide enables. It does not challenge, it does not teach, it does not draw those clear, necessary boundaries for our children. Some of our strategies of parenting coddle, bring the children up in a way that disenables them, disappoints them, fails to give them the necessary strategies to cope with what life potentially deals them in the future. We lean on spouses and house help, and we create family conflict, all in the name of meaningful love because it is tough, tough love. It is tough striking that iron when it is ready to be stricken. And that's the whole point of codependency. It needs someone with a clear sense of identity, confidence, and strong sense of self for you to be able to draw a line with your own boundaries, knowing your no, knowing your yes, knowing that as tough as some of the yeses and nos are, they are the right thing for the future of that person, as much as it hurts today to say, I'm not going to give you any more money because I want you to learn to earn. I'm going to take time today for me. It takes a self loving, self knowing, self caring person to love themselves and, most importantly, love their family ones enough to not become codependent in their need, in their crisis, in their addiction, in their struggles, to help without rescuing. Codependency is mutually destructive if you're not careful in understanding that the blanket that you're bringing can either provide necessary warmth, can become the pity blanket or can actually stifle somebody. Who you are is going to show up when people are in crisis, and you can either be the builder, the rescuer, the helper, or that one that is codependent because their own need triggers your own insecurities, your own lack of boundaries, your own empathy that consumes and demands that people pleasing attitude based on your own attachment models. Here are a few tips that can show you whether your relationships, be it parental, romantic, family, or social relationships, are codependent, or at least one of them. If you find yourself walking on eggshells around a partner, a parent, a child, always apologizing whether or not you're the one that did wrong, if you find other people as consistently better than you, struggle with your yes or no, if you're always apologizing to make peace because no one else is making peace, whatever the situation, whether it was triggered by you or not, if you struggle with your own sense of self, with your own dreams, and find that you always show up to help other people with their own dreams first and only act on yours when there's nothing else for you to act on. If you find that you are a rescuer, always trying to find and help and mend broken souls that cannot stand a suffering person, you have to give and give and give with the attempt to make them whole. There's an extensive list of things that will make you know that you're codependent in specific, significant relationships in your life. I'm not saying that if one of those things is relevant in your life, then you're necessarily codependent. But if you find a consistent number of them in specific relationships, then you need to start showing up differently, starting with baby steps, practicing your own no and meaning it, looking internally and building you, understanding that some of those people's brokenness is for them to fix and not you. It can be so difficult to watch someone you love struggle without giving everything that you have, but sometimes everything that you have buries them more into the rubbles of their crisis because it shows your strength over their inability in a way that makes them question their abilities and their value even more. When you give too much, when you rescue, it's like that fisherman who constantly feeds without teaching someone to fish for themselves. Be there when people need you, but be there in a way that makes them need you less tomorrow. Start with really reflection and acceptance of your own weaknesses. And from there, little adjustments, starting internally. Who are you? Where are you showing up wrong? Why? Why are your own attachment models so faulty? Why are you people pleasing? Why are you needy? Why are you clingy? There's something wrong there that you may start to build from scratch. But eventually, once you create that awareness, you're already on a growth path. I hope you found this useful as a reminder, as a lesson, okay, as a tool for you to now use to support other people whilst giving them room to grow. Have a lovely, lovely, blessed day. And please share this video to motivate and empower the other people in your own life. Everyone knows a lot of things, but sometimes we need these little reminders. We need these little lessons. And sometimes you need it coming from someone other than that one that is cuddling you.